In the heart of the ancient Persian Empire, nestled within the grandiose halls of the royal palace, lived a queen unlike any other. Her name was Aria, a figure of captivating beauty and unmatched wisdom, revered and feared in equal measure. Her reign was a golden era for Persia, marked by prosperity, formidable power, and an enigmatic aura that surrounded her every decision. But among all the legends that wove themselves around her, one stood out: an inexplicable, chilling fear of mirrors. Queen Aria's private chambers were a place of unparalleled luxury, adorned with the finest silks, intricate tapestries, and walls inlaid with precious gems. It was a sanctuary of opulence and solitude. Yet, there was one curious absence in this room. Not a single mirror could be found within its walls. Servants were forbidden to bring any reflective surface near the queen, under the threat of severe punishment. The reason behind this decree was a mystery, whispered only in the darkest corners of the palace. The queen's disdain for mirrors was well known, but the origins of her fear were shrouded in secrecy. Some believed it was rooted in vanity, while others speculated that it was born from superstition. However, the truth was far more complex, a tale intertwined with ancient curses, powerful sorcery, and the unseen dangers that mirrors were said to harbor. The story begins long before Queen Aria's reign, in the time of her ancestors, when the Persian Empire was still young. It is said that one of Aria's forebears, Queen Serena, was gifted a mirror by a mysterious traveler from the distant lands beyond Persia. This mirror was no ordinary object. It was the Mirror of Ahriman, named after the ancient Persian deity of darkness and chaos. Legend had it that the Mirror of Ahriman possessed the power to reveal not only one's physical reflection, but also the deepest, darkest aspects of the soul. When Queen Serena first gazed into the mirror, she was entranced by its clarity. But soon, the reflection began to change. She saw visions of herself twisted by greed, lust, and cruelty, emotions she had long suppressed. The mirror showed her the darkness within, and it terrified her. Unable to bear the visions, Serena ordered the mirror to be locked away in the deepest vaults of the palace, never to be seen again. But the damage had already been done. The mirror's curse seeped into her mind, driving her to madness. She became paranoid, ruthless, and ultimately met a tragic end. The story of the cursed mirror was buried with her, but its influence lingered, casting a shadow over the royal lineage. Centuries later, Queen Aria ascended to the throne. As a young princess, she had heard the tales of Queen Serena and the cursed mirror. Though the story was dismissed by many as a mere legend, Aria could not shake the feeling that it was more than that. She had always felt a strange connection to mirrors, a sense of unease, as if they held more than just her reflection. As she grew older, her intuition grew stronger. Aria was not like other rulers. She had an uncanny ability to sense the unseen, a gift that some called sorcery. She could perceive energies, both light and dark, and knew how to harness them to her advantage. This gift made her a formidable queen, but it also made her wary of anything that might challenge her power. When Aria became queen, she decreed that no mirrors were to be allowed in her presence. Her chambers were to be a place of safety, free from the influences of dark forces. She knew that the mirrors had a power she could not control, and she was determined not to let them have any hold over her. Her advisors, though puzzled by the decree, dared not question her. The court was abuzz with rumors about the queen's fear. Some speculated that Aria had seen a vision in a mirror that foretold her death. Others believed that she feared seeing her own soul's corruption. But none knew the true reason, until one fateful day when the queen's rule was challenged in the most unexpected way. A foreign dignitary, visiting from a distant land, presented the queen with a gift, a beautifully crafted mirror framed in gold and encrusted with jewels. The dignitary, unaware of the queen's aversion, meant the gift as a gesture of goodwill. But when the queen saw the mirror, her reaction was swift and severe. She ordered the mirror to be destroyed immediately and had the dignitary expelled from her court. However, the mirror was no ordinary object. It was a relic similar to the Mirror of Ahriman, and its destruction released the dark forces trapped within it. That night, the palace was gripped by a strange and terrifying phenomenon. Whispers echoed through the halls, shadows danced on the walls, and the temperature dropped as a malevolent presence spread throughout the palace. Aria, ever vigilant, knew that the mirror's destruction had unleashed something ancient and powerful. She retreated to her chambers, where she began to feel the presence of the mirror even though it was no longer there. The curse had found its way to her, just as it had with Queen Serena centuries before. Each night, as she lay in her bed, she could hear whispers calling her name, beckoning her to confront the mirror that no longer existed. The curse played tricks on her mind, making her see reflections where there were none. Her once iron will began to crack under the pressure. The more she resisted, the stronger the presence became. One night, as the whispers reached a fever pitch, Aria made a decision. She would confront the curse head-on. Summoning her inner strength, she entered the deepest vaults of the palace, where the remnants of the Mirror of Ahriman were said to be kept. The vault was a place few dared to enter, for it was rumored to be haunted by the spirits of those who had fallen victim to the mirror's curse. As she descended into the vault, the air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to reach out to her. But Aria pressed on, her resolve unshaken. Finally, she reached the chamber where the shards of the cursed mirror were kept. The fragments lay scattered on the floor, each one still holding a faint reflection. As Aria gazed into the shards, she saw not just her reflection, but the reflections of all her ancestors who had been touched by the mirror's curse. Their faces were twisted with fear and madness, their eyes pleading for release. But there was something else. An energy that pulsed within the shards, an energy that felt strangely familiar. In that moment, Aria realized the truth. The mirror had not been cursed by an external force. It had been imbued with the power of those who had gazed into it. The darkness it revealed was not an inherent evil, but the hidden fears, regrets, and desires of those who looked into it. The mirror was a tool, a reflection not just of the physical self, but of the soul. Aria understood that the mirror's power came from within, its ability to show what was buried deep inside. The fear it invoked was not of the mirror itself, but of the truths it revealed. The curse was the fear of facing one's own darkness. With this revelation, Aria knew what she had to do. She carefully gathered the shards and, using her power, began to fuse them together. But instead of creating a single mirror, she used the fragments to create multiple small mirrors, each one reflecting a different aspect of her soul. She placed these mirrors throughout the palace, each in a location where it would be seen by those who sought wisdom. In doing so, she transformed the curse into a gift, a way for her and her people to confront their inner selves and find the strength to overcome their fears. From that day forward, mirrors were no longer banned in the palace. Instead, they were revered as tools of self-reflection and growth. Queen Aria's legacy became one of wisdom and courage, as she had turned the darkness of the mirror into a source of light. The story of Queen Aria served as a reminder that the greatest challenge we face is often within ourselves, and that the power to overcome it lies in our ability to confront our own reflections. And so, the next time you look into a mirror, remember Queen Aria and the secret she uncovered. What is it that mirrors are hiding from you? What truths are waiting to be revealed when you dare to look deeper? In the reflection, you may just find the answers you've been seeking all along. Now you tell us, what is your biggest fear that you like to face? Write it in comments below. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button to see more life lesson story like this. Thank you for watching.